Well, good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio for a Rangers victory of 3-2. Join myself for the second part of the show is Port Bear. And Port, all I can say is Champions, Champions, away, away, away. Port Bear's thoughts?
I just witnessed a hit and run with Pataudry, and it just goes to show you sometimes you get out of life what you put into it. And the fact that when Aberdeen were on top, mate, and they were coming at Rangers and pinning us back and, continued to roll attacks, and then 20 minutes to go, try to steal the game 2-1, try to see it out 2-1. Silly tactics by Jim Goodwin, in my opinion, mate, because Rangers got away with one there, in my opinion. But well done, Rangers, 3-2. Showing true fight, 97 minutes. The way it was under, a previous manager and the current manager, we never stopped. We never stopped all night, mate. From the first minute to the last minute. And it doesn't matter if you win it in the first half or the final minutes of injury time. A victory's a victory, mate. There's 3 points on the board.
Aye, mate. Relentless. That's what they used to call it, isn't it? Relentless. And I got to admit, Port, I mean, I'm looking at my notes now and I've got plenty written down for that first half for Rangers, right? But the second half, I'll be honest with you, I've got Scotty Arfield 90 plus 5 minutes, 90 plus 7 minutes. Because we'll go into obviously the second half, mate, but there wasn't much to really write about. But again, character, mate, character. That's 2 back-to-back wins coming from behind, mate. Fantastic. I don't think, by the way, our managers was too pleased overall, but a win's a win, like you say, Port.
No, it probably wasn't, mate. I mean, we got a great start, an early goal, Fashion Takala. He shot, he's right, play the 1-2 with the Aberdeen defender, and gets it back and tucks it away, nicely with his left foot between the keeper's legs. And then, we had a couple of chances after that to go 2-0 ahead and probably put them to the sword. They looked like if they went 2-0 up Rangers, that they finished Aberdeen. But it wasn't to be. Beginning, they get that wonder strike before half time, mate. All I'll say on that is McGregor's took a step to the left. If he stays where he is, he catches it. It just goes straight to his arms, mate. He catches it. So it's a wee mistake with McGregor. We just took a wee step gambling because it's his side, so that's the keeper's fault. And so they got their tails up, and that's the way the second half started. Aberdeen started with their tails up, mate, definitely.
I mean, the free kick, I agree with you. McGregor was flatting a bit, even setting up his wall. You know what I mean? That was panicking me even a bit because you're like, it's stroke of half time. The inevitable was going to happen. But to be fair to the boy, he hit it sweet enough. And again, it's just why they want you. But for what I've seen in the first half, Portal, and what I said, we'll touch on that now. I mean, Sakala. I mean, here's my plus points I've took for it. Sakala, Tillman, Kent, all busy that first half. I think Sakala had about 3 or 4 chances. The Tillman was busy with setting up, and Kent, that free roll that you spoke about, mate, just looked at a player with energy. But if we get the extra goals, Port, it does put the pressure on Aberdeen to come where it is, kind of thing. And but we let them back in, obviously, with that free kick. And like you're saying, the second half ends up being what the second half is, mate.
Aye, it was clear Gary for kick off. Like, I'm going to be totally honest. The tempo was great. I was happy with the tempo. With real pace in the team, intelligence, guile. The movement was great. Morelos should probably have scored as well when they wanted a great, pick out by Tillman. So there was a couple of chances that they probably should have scored in the first half, but they didn't. But what the things I'm noticing that I'm happy about is the tempo we're playing at, the pace in the team, the intelligence, guile, and the movement. That's the positives I'm going to pick out for the first half, mate. Definitely.
Well, Port, I mean, it would be great to hear what the Bears thought of that. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, Port. I mean, First half, like you say, is you're picking out a lot of positives. You're thinking going into the dressing room at half time, the manager's probably just saying, "Look, keep doing what you're doing, and that you'll get your rewards." You know what I mean? And we came out that second half, and again we allowed Aberdeen to be on the front foot. I mean, the boy Clarkson did score a good goal, but between the first half and the second half, Sands was making a few mistakes tonight, Port, for me. I don't know what you think, mate.
He looked nervous, and he looked, big boy Milovsky, went and sat on the American defender. In my opinion, mate, and he gave him a right, hard time, because he's a big tall lad, that big boy. He plays up front for Aberdeen. I think that gave him real problems. And then Duke, his movement and pace was causing Rangers problems in the second half. But because of that, that tail tucked up, after that wonder strike with Duke, that carried in the second half, mate. And as I said, they get the rewards and go 2-1 ahead. But with a great strike, by the way. Should we have closed them down? Aye, probably, mate. Runners again from midfield. I think that means we're trying to press on and get caught. But, I can't take away from them, mate. Aberdeen, then, when they, decided to hold on to what they had, with still 20 minutes to go, mate, and they invited Rangers onto them. And if you invite a club like Rangers onto you, or a team, the big teams I call them, if you invite a big team onto you and try and steal a match, Gary, that's what you get out of life. You'll always end up second best. They stuck to their game plan, whatever it was in the second half, because it was working against Rangers, mate, and they got nothing. And I tell you, that will deflate them, losing the way they did tonight. That will deflate them.
It's funny, Port, that, I mean, it's the old guard that's still digging us out. I mean, Scotty, after the night, he worked his socks off. It showed, for me, that the desire to basically no surrender, mate. That's the thing. He dug in. I mean, I was sitting there looking at 90 minutes, basically the game done. As much as we had 7 minutes on the added time, I was thinking the game was out of sight, mate, for Aberdeen. I thought they were on the easy street. And Scotty just gets in there, gets in about it, desire to put the ball in the back of the net, the 95th and the 97th minute, mate, and win us a game, and we walk away with 3 points. And as much as people are like I says, maybe saying we snatched it, it's been done to one player the other night that's basically saying, no, we're no losing this game tonight. We've still got a challenge to make, and I think that will help the squad in a bit of belief, because I think they have been questioned, especially over this season and last season. Have they got a bit of character about them to come back? And it's fantastic. I hope that now does really give them a kick up the backside to show that they're still in a fight here. Port, they're still in a title race, mate.
I think if you look at the way the game panned out, these 3-2 games are no good for your ticker, by the way. I'll tell you that right now. So Michael Beale needs to get that sorted. That's not good for me at all. That's not good for me at all.
I think Michael Beale had a face on them to say that, mate, to be honest.
I think he did win the game comfortably and safely. But look, as you said, it tests your character. It definitely tested him. The 4 substitutions the manager made, you're thinking, is that sheer desperation? I know with Ryan Jack and Sands on yellow cards, and Wally Collum was just about time he would have probably set somebody off, mate. So I think it was a wise decision by a manager. And almost every one of his subs, mate, had an impact. They had a massive impact on the game. And I think that was a great move by the manager. Wee bit felt disappointed for Fashion Sakala, because he's got us a goal, and he's always a danger, a wee man. But he's tried something different to Gaffer, bringing on, the 4 subs, Gary, and go and let's see what you can do. Like you touched on in the first part of the show, Lundstrom was out. He was influential in the second half, mate, and that was sitting with one sitter. He became the one sitting midfielder, and they pushed another one up one. Arfield could have scored just before he got his 2 goals with a great reverse pass that Tillman puts him in as well, mate. You know what I mean? So there were several chances Rangers had in the second half and all, mate, late on. It was coming, and they got deeper, and ultimately they got beat.
we're not obviously wanting to focus on any refereeing decisions, mate, or anything like that, but I felt the night, McCorry on the, I think it was the 56th minute, the hand in the box and VAR. I mean, see some of our goals. I mean, I think even Fashion's first goal, the time it took for them to make the decision on saying that was a goal was, I felt the night, mate, that was absolutely shocking how long they took to make decisions on that the night.
Far too long, mate. Far too long with decision making. The one with Sakala, I'm looking and I'm wondering what they were talking about, because I see his goal clear. It's as clear as day to me what happens, you know. And then the two Aberdeen corners where they were checking Rangers handballs and all. And I know Chris Boyd mentioned at the half time, mate. Not every ball that touches a hand inside the box is a penalty kick. It's not. It definitely isn't. If your body's in by your side and the silhouette of your body, to me that shouldn't be a free kick. If your body's out within, if your hands were out within your silhouette of your body, then that's questionable. But definitely the two that Rangers were certainly getting checked about were nowhere near penalties, my opinion. The one of McCrory coming in for the right hand side, and I know people are going to say, listeners out there, they'll say I'm being biased. McCrory handballs it, mate. It's as clear as day handballs it. But what I think happened there is they'll be thinking Rangers got away with two, so we'll let Aberdeen away with one, and that's where I see that, mate.
It's evening it up, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
as mate. Well, it's hard not to touch on it, mate, but just because it's the amount of time, I think I wouldn't have noticed it as much, mate, if they just hurried up with the decisions that we're making on it. But I just, like you say, the two corners that were checking for Aberdeen and all that, terrible. And then, Fashion's goal, it was clear as day that it hit basically the tap of his chest, you know what I mean? And it dropped for him. And by the way, the wee man took it well, didn't he?
He did, mate.
He had a good performance tonight, Port, I felt. I mean, again, he gets taken off. It should have been another player in my mind that got taken off. But anyway, that is what it is. But I know, plus points for me, mate. Fashion, Tillman, Ken. Do you know all three of them, Port, have got the same thing going on with them? They can have this bit of brilliance in them. They can run it into a box, look as though they're ready to pull the trigger, and then they lose the ball, and then the Aberdeen break away in an attack or whatever, or the opposing side break away in attack. They've got this bit in them that it's just not the finished article for some reason. But yet, on the flip side of that, they've got a bit of brilliance. I mean, some of the runs Kent was doing for midfield for us tonight. Tillman again with his feet was outstanding, and then like I says, Fashion tonight again. I think up to 3 or 4 chances he had in that first half that again could have seen us out of sight, out of mind.
Aye, if you think that Fashion's shot over the bar, that was close. His header inside the box as well. He probably got too much on that. If I'm honest, if he glanced it, it's probably in the net. So, you know, the wee man's getting in positions where he's dangerous. His running's always going to cause people problems, mate. Always. Running always causes defender problems. And you're touching on Ryan Kent and Tillman. The only frustrating thing for me with Ryan Kent and Tillman tonight, mate, was that 20-minute spell in the second half where they didn't even influence the game. They couldn't even get on the ball. Everything was going back the other way. You know, and it's two of them sort of fell right out of the game, if I'm being totally honest, mate. I've got to see it how I've praised them, but I've got to also critique. There's parts of their game where I think they need to be more, you know, influential. They could have been tucking in, making us a bit more tighter to come through. Aberdeen were at one point running through us pretty easily, mate. You know, our defence was under serious pressure. Sands, as you said, young Devine stood up well tonight as well. I think that's a very inexperienced side they pitch right now with Devine and Sands on the same side. But Ben Davies, when he come on, mate, seemed to show that up. I think the young man Devine looked more assured when Davies was on the same side as him. So I think that should be the partnership going forwards. Golson and Davies, mate. And Tillman's going to need Sands is going to need to be fighting out for midfield, in my opinion. I'd rather see him fighting in there than at centre back. I've made that right well known in here. But other than that, mate, that's where I see it so far.
No, mate, I totally agree. I think, like say, the thing about Ben Davies is that he's on that bench, Port, right? And clearly fit, right? And I understand the manager's trying to keep these centre backs fit because we're so probably scarce of the clientele in the squad now, right? But when you've got Sands there, and especially in the first half, looking a bit shaky, and then that second goal, that says he tries to clear it, and
Hello?
Oh, sorry, Port. Is that you, Warren? You've been?
It is indeed, pal. How are you going?
Not too bad. You're joined with GB and Port Beale tonight, mate. How are you getting on?
Good, guys, good. Port, I think it's yourself. Is it good to hear you again? You've been away for a wee while.
Aye, mate, how you doing, mate? Good to hear you.
Aye, good.
Let's have your thoughts,
boys.
Let's have your thoughts, Warren.
Oh, listen, thoughts? I've no thoughts. What happened? Oh, I just want to ask you guys, see the last 7 minutes of the games, of that game, injury time, what actually happened? Can somebody tell me?
I got to admit, Warren, I'm still in a bit of a daze as well, mate.
I know.
It was a hit and run, Warren. A hit and run, mate. That was a smash and grab, mate. That's exactly what that was.
But what? No, not so much that smash and grab. I mean, we played well all night, but it's like, see the goals. I thought, well, the equaliser, I would have been my house in that. But then see that one at the end. Where did that come from? That was brilliant. Absolutely fantastical.
That's a Rangers fan, Warren. For me, Scotty Arfield represented every Rangers fan wanting to kick that ball in the back of the net tonight for that 97-minute winner. He divides opinion, Scotty Arfield, Port, but I tell you something, every time he pulls on that jersey, he gives his all. It might not have always the best performance, but I tell you something, see that running off the ball, see when they played, I mean, Tillman put up, like that chance you're talking about, Port, that he nearly put away, see that pass for Tillman into him, I thought he was burying it, you know what I mean? And it's that kind of link-up play that we need Mary, mate, to be honest, because we're deadly. I think Arfield was at his best during that 55 season, doing that a lot of the time. And if we can get him back into that squad, then they kind of runs, then I'm sure we'll see the best of Scotty Arfield again. What?
I don't think there's anybody better in the Rangers squad, mate, at all, at making that, that second run, late run into the box. There's nobody in our club that sees it the way Scotty Arfield sees it. It's as if he's got like a telepathic mind. I mean, that reverse pop ball by Tillman, he's give and go. He's give it to Tillman, and I don't know how he sees where he's going to get it back from, mate, because to me, the defender's goal side of Tillman, it looks safe to me, but the way Tillman's reversed the pass and put Scotty in, that was when Aberdeen should have their eyes open. They should have been, right here, he's coming again. And then that was the first one. Keeper makes a great save. And the second one, again, it goes in and goal. Chasing down lost causes. Great save by keeper doing his right, saying who's first to react. One of the oldest guys, one of the older statesmen of the squad, Scotty Arfield, and he finishes it. Like number 9 should finish it. And then the last goal, the one at the roof of the net, mate, that's an outstanding finish. There's nobody else to put it apart from the roof of the net to make sure it's guaranteed 100% goal. And I tell you, it's not just these runs after the ball tonight, it's been excellent, mate. Them two finishes were outstanding. Number 9 finishes, do you mind if Ford been proud of both of them, mate?
Definitely.
That was like, that was like back in the 70s, Alec MacDonald, a midfielder, bang, in the box, 6-yard box, the important goal, and with Alec, it was always the important goal, and like Scott Arfield done tonight, and I'm telling you, I'm over the moon with that, boys, over the moon.
Warren, do you think it would help if some of that heart and desire that Scotty Arfield's got would rub off in some of the other players in the squad? Because I think, especially Alfredo, as much as he was involved in the game tonight, there's wanting to win a game and there's wanting to see you out a game in my eyes. And I'm not trying to pick on him, but I think there's a couple of players tonight could easily try and take some of Scotty Arfield's energy into their game and into their performance. Would you think, mate?
Well, I'll tell you what I actually think. See, after about 25 minutes, I thought we were 1-0 up. We're cruising, we're doing well. Now, My opinion there and then is, right, we've got players to come back from injury. We're going to get players in January. We've got a manager. See with Gio, no harm to Gio, right? But his tactics, not good. We're 1-0 up. We're doing well. We're weak because we've not got the players in there. We can get guys coming in, and I think we can be a lot stronger. And I think that's a Rangers team moving forward. I thought to myself, maybe the league's on it away. I wouldn't give up on it right now. I wouldn't give up on it. But I thought, I like the way Beale's going. I think we're in there. I think we've got a chance. What do you think, boys?
Port Bear?
I think we've got one of Europe's finest young coaches, Warren. That's what I think. I think it's clear that he wants to play with tempo. You know, he wants pace in his team. He wants players to have real intelligence and guile. The movement's important to him as well. He wants the players, you know, to be interlinking and, you know, a lot of half-a-ball running, going on beyond the striker. They obviously, like Scott Arfield did. I think that's the sort of football we're getting to see under Michael Beale. I think under Gio, he was far too passive. I think that's one of the biggest problems Rangers had. They were, you know, slow starters, genuinely. More often than not, we went behind before we even get, you know, we're second kick of the ball before Rangers even started playing. But under Michael Beale, so far, what I've saw, I know it's early, it's 2 games, 2 competitive games. Yeah. I like the tempo and I like what I'm seeing. Quick start, you know, and that can only bode well for when it gets his own type of players in. We all see this about Gio. Will Gio be given time to get his own players in and many transfer windows he's going to get? But ask yourself the same question with Michael Beale. What's it going to be like when he brings his own players in?
But it's the style of football. The style, to me, the style of football, I just thought tonight, see, after 25, 30 minutes, we're 1-0 up, we're playing well, we're moving the ball forward. I thought, I like this. But I thought, we are at probably 40% of where Michael Beale's Rangers team will be in 6 months' time. Back with injuries, maybe a couple of players in the transfer window. That's just to be our thought. Of course, you weren't expecting Aberdeen to equalise, you know, but that's just to be our thought.
Yep. Aye, 100% one. Well, that says that Warren Portman, we're hearing your thoughts. It would be good to hear the rest of the Bears' thoughts out there, especially after that 97-minute winner. Remember that 97-minute winner against the Sheep?
Was it 97?
Let's hear from you, Bears.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, Port, Warren touches on a good point. I mean, at least with Beale, we can see that we're building something. We've got a structure there that he's trying to implement. For me now going forward, we've got to have Connor Golson and Ben Davies together, right? They Hermit Sands, he's done a fantastic job and stuff like that, statement is, but if that guy's fit, we can't be having a £4 million player constantly coming on for 45 minutes. That we need to get him solid like Golson and get this defence sorted out, and then that way it'll give Beale at least a fighting chance to stop these goals for going in the back of the net for us, mate.
Aye, I totally agree with you. I think that should be centre back partnership from now on. If he's fit enough for the bench, I've always said this, Gary, if he's fit enough for the bench, he's fit enough to start. You know what's the difference between the first 45 and the second 45? I don't get that. The only way he's going to get fitter, stronger, up to match sharpness is by playing Ben Davies. So I think that's a must going forward. I think James Sands done a great job at times at centre back, Gary, but I'd rather see a young lad play where he's supposed to play, and he's a defensive midfielder. I'd rather see him play in his own position. I think actually you get the best out of him as well. So until we get more centre backs back fit, I think he'll keep deputising in there, but that's what he should be doing, deputising until other centre backs are fit.
I think we've been joined with Jim. Are you there, Jim?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, lads.
How we doing, mate?
How we doing, Jim? How are you feeling after that, mate?
Roller coaster, to say the least. But again, my question to you guys is, how many of that lot goes? Because I'll tell you what, we were 2 minutes away from this show being the show that's been under Gio. Absolute disgraceful performance, by the way, the second off. Again, I thought Beale should have dealt with it before he did with the guard Sands. Sands should have been taken off the park after the first 5 minutes, and that second off. That was coming. That goal was coming in that second half when they went 2-1 up. Again, I think they've had 2 shots on goal and scored 2 goals. Scott Arfield, if we're being honest, should have scored 4 the other night when he get brought in. That's 2 absolute settles. 2 settles.
Yeah, I'll take that round. I'll take that round, Jim. I'll take it to Port first. I mean, we can't tart it up, but it was a second half performance not to be remembered, Porter.
Aye, indeed, mate. Indeed, that 25 minute spell when Aberdeen were in top. Like I said, Jim Goodwin's instructions were bang on for the second half, and they came out and looked like they were going to go and win it. But he's obviously changed his mind and asked them to just sit in and protect a 2-1 lead. So, like I said earlier on, they got what they deserved out of the game, which was exactly nothing. But I get what you're talking about, Jim. There is players there that, and this is only my opinion, by the way, maybe they've been there just too long, and it's time for fresh faces, Jim, new heroes.
Yes, 100% with you on that one, mate. And I think that showed again tonight. Again, lads, we were 2 minutes away from having a Geo-esque phone in tonight, because I'll tell you something, Michael Beale would have been getting the beef barrels tonight. I'll tell you, he's not a mug, because he gave an honest...
Can I just step in here, guys?
Aye, on you go, mate. No problem.
Can I just step in?
Right, guys, hold on a minute, right? It's not going to work if we keep jumping in front of each other. So, Jim, you finish off first, and then I'll come to you. Don't worry, I'll go around everybody one at a time, all right?
Right.
No, just as I say, I think we were 2 minutes away from being a Geo-esque phone in tonight. And I don't think it can be papered over. And I really don't. I think there's at least half of that squad needs to be ousted out that door. Absolutely shocking performance, by the way. And I know it's a win's a win. I think we got out of jail the other night, lads.
Aye, I agree with you, Jim. I think there is work to be done. Warren?
Right, good. Slap yourselves in and listen. Right. See, the rat catchers got a late goal and they got away with it, right? So that's it all again. They're great. They're world beaters, right? As I said earlier, I thought after 30 minutes, we're far from full strength. We've got a lot of guys to come in back from injury, right? Which can boost the team. And I think 1 or 2 signings in January will make us better. Now, I'm not saying we're going to win the league. I'm saying Rangers will be stronger, looking at cups and get into next season. Tonight, I'm not looking for guys coming on with negativity. See that? See what happened tonight? That blew my mind. That absolutely, as a Rangers supporter, I love that game. That blew my mind. And them they coming on and they've got a gripe against that. Listen, you need to stand behind me. You're no in. I think it's onwards and upwards. I think we're in a good place. The guy, we're playing good football. It was good. We got the win. 2 wins out of 2. And guys are complaining. And I'm containing myself here. But listen, you're not on my bus. You get in the bus behind me. We're on the Beale bus, the Rangers bus. We're all Rangers fans. We've got good stuff to come. If you're not happy with that, get with the rat catchers. And that's my wee rant. Sorry, boys. We rant there. We rant.
No.
We rant there. Sorry, boys. Listen, I enjoyed it tonight. I enjoyed the game. We rant there.
But I mean, I think we can't obviously look at Beale for the performance in the second half. The guy is trying to build. I think we can see that. But where I take Jim's point on board is that there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work needed still in that squad, and I don't think Beale's shying away from that, Port, to be honest, mate.
No, he knows what he signed up to. GB, he knows exactly what he signed up to when he took this job on. He knew this team were maybe in the middle of a transitional period where they're going to. Jim
Goodwin on the phone.
Camellia, you're going to get pumped again.
All right,
on you, gangbanger.
How we doing, mate?
It's good to. I was just look. I'll need to make it short and sweet, like, because I need to get back out on the side. Come here. What was I going to say to you? Oh, it's good to hear your dulcet tones. I was asking for you last night, so it's great that you're back, buddy. All right, and I can't put gravy on anything because every time I put gravy on anything, I just think of gangbangers. So I'm gravy free now. All right. Wonderful result. I was trying to catch up on my phone and I kind of switched off 15 minutes to go. But I'll tell you what that was. That was a Rangers performance. That's what I want to see. That's that never say die attitude. If we can instill the attitude that Scott Arfield has within a few other players, we'll do all right. If we can bring players in with that same attitude, I think we'll do all right. Wonderful. Some of the performance, I watched quite a bit of the first half. I'm not a big Kamara fan, but I actually thought he was reminiscent of Claude Makalele. That get the ball, make a quick pass to somebody else. You know what I mean? I think that might work in the midfield, just with somebody else alongside him, somebody with a wee bit more drive about them. No, like I like Jack, but he's not got enough for me. So I would like to give Kamara a wee bit of praise. Tillman as well. Look, he's not a player, but he has got some feet on him. So you just keep that going. But I think he might die out of games slightly. He just needs to keep that going for 90 minutes. But he's got fitness, because you've seen him chasing down balls in the first half, which I really liked. But what can we say? A true Rangers performance. That never say die until the fat lady sings. That's a bit hit for me, boys.
Big Al.
It's shaking under the table here.
You come along.
Big Al. Just see what you're saying there. Your words were actually fantastic. And
thank you.
I can't believe you're in Australia, pal, and you're watching the game. Crikey, what is it? Is it the early hours of the morning?
It's 7:15 here.
Jesus, wet. I mean, kudos to you.
I'm at work, pal. I've got to do something at my work.
No, is that you checking in?
No.
You're checking in. We're all canned here, you know.
No, that's what it's all about.
Aye.
Jimmy, you still there, mate?
Aye, I'm still here. I'm still in shock when they get killed and get off that bus.
See, Jim, was it you that quoted we're on the Beale bus?
Aye.
Quality, big man, quality. I'll be on that bus with you, Jim. And Jim, you know who you sound like, pal? And it puts a wee tear in my eye. He sounds like, remember the boy from East School Bride that passed away not too long ago?
Oh, yeah. Don't you be going to know that war piece over the couch?
Aye. Wee George. He was
That's
a character.
George, aye.
Aye, he was a character. You sound just like him. Do you like the buck fasting?
Oh, the buck fasting, my house, mate. Champagne, big man, champagne.
But what do you mean?
Right, come on, you big Al. This is not a chat show. It's a Rangers show.
I need to go. Aye, I know. No, well done, Rangers. But
I'll get back to your work, big man. Get back to your work, big man.
Aye. No bother. Right, no, thanks again. Have a nice Christmas. All the best. But that's a fighting desire that we need. And maybe we've got a manager that can put that on the players. So all the best for the new year, boys. Take care.
Hey, big man. Cheers.
Cheers, Al. Aye, Jimmy makes a good point. I mean, we need to instill this kind of no surrender attitude back into the team. I felt it was there during the European campaign with Gio, but it kind of has got lost this season. And since Beale's came back in, I mean, let's face it, Hibs game, you thought we were maybe down and out, and then the other night again, probably sitting at 90 minutes, waiting for, like you say, the show was about to get flipped in its head. And
I thought we shot it in the second half there. So we did. I thought we shot it. I really did.
Right, okay. I just watch your language, members. Other folk listen.
Right, listen. Watch the game.
One at a time. One at a time.
Sorry, boys. Sorry, boys.
Remember, right, we've got to come round you, so don't worry. We'll get to you all. Oxford will be telling me off for letting everybody talk here each other. Right, anyway. Jim, sorry, I'll let you finish off, mate. So, the second half, mate, 90 minutes, you're correct, mate. You're thinking about the show was all going to be about, let's get rid of the players, let's get rid of this and that and the next thing. But we've proved that we're trying to build something here, mate.
Aye, we're trying to build something. Yeah, I'm not disputing the fact, but I still don't think the second half performance was acceptable for more than a few in that team.
No, and Port, our manager agrees with that, doesn't he?
No, he did say that, yes.
100%. Far from it. That's not what we expect. Michael Beale wouldn't have signed up for that either, by the way, for players, playing like that. But listen, we're 2 games in. And can I just add that, Gary, just for the sake of the sake of the show, no animals were harmed during this recording tonight, by the way.
By the way, I didn't think we were allowed alcohol when he supporters buses. Right, guys, I'm going to need to go and let you all get on with it, right? And hope you all have a cracking Christmas, by the way, and hopefully another 3 points on Friday by a better performance. That's all I can say.
Superb, Jim.
Right,
guys, good night.
Thanks for phoning,
I'll be listening in. I'll be listening in for this all abuse, by the way, coming for these supporters buses.
I'll put you on the next one, mate. We'll put you on the next one.
No, 77 for me, mate. Right, we'll see you later.
See you, man.
See you later, boys. Good night.
Warren, sir, you're a man of full of positivity, mate, and don't worry, I'm enjoying it, buddy. I think you're like most of the Rangers fans. We are seeing something getting built here. Our manager's no wet behind the ears. He is seeing that there's still a lot of work to be done. And unfortunately, that's got to be coming down to Ross Wilson's door. It's down to Ross Wilson to try and provide these players that's going to help Beale build what we're trying to see on the pitch tonight, because that first half performance and the second half performance against Hibs, we can see what he's trying to do, mate.
Yes, the performances, it's absolutely fantastic. As I thought in the first half, I thought that's great. We get the injured players back. We'll bring some people in. It's going to be good. Really pleased the way it was going. And second half of crikey, it was all Rangers game, isn't it? Descended into this, that, and the next thing. But what I would say is the way it ended up, crikey, the old Rangers.
Paul, it's the kind of games we love, isn't it? It's you think the worst, and then like I says, you get the 2 goals, and again, it's the Rangers mentality goals, isn't it? It was a never say die moments, Porter.
Aye. Definitely. What I think was, sitting watching it, and we're 2-1 down, sorry, and I'm looking at it and I'm watching, countless waves of attack for Rangers, waves of attack. Ball was just coming forward. Aberdeen were getting deeper, and I felt at least we could get a draw at it, Gary. See, when the 7 minutes went up, I thought we could get the draw at least. The draw, very, very bare minimum. We've got to create one more chance in this 7 minutes, and we created. Jim 115. We created probably 4. Arfield's 2 plus Arfield's 1 that hit straight at the keeper. And I think it was Morella's header was the 4th chance. So we created 4 other chances in that 7 minute period, mate. Like you said, that never died the attitude. But as I said earlier on, Aberdeen got exactly what they deserved, mate.
Aye, for sitting in. Aye,
100%. Yeah.
What one do you think it's the actual? You think it's the back 4 that need to be helped, or do you think it's time for Beale to kind of just go with Ben Davies and see how far we can take him? Because at the end of the day, we can't keep nursing him at 45 minutes a time. You know what I mean? It's inevitable that if he can't last the 90 minutes, then we can't keep a hold of him going forward.
The back 4 is no the great concern of mine. I think it was good to see Goldson back. I mean, I'm not a fan of Sands at all. Davis, I'm not too sure, but we still need to progress with him, see how it goes. The midfield, to me, it's all right, looking good. What I like about Beale is, see this fast forward with Sakala, and I mean, God bless him. He's played, and he comes up with a goal. We don't think he's that great. We think Ryan Kent is the fucking, sorry for swearing, the greatest thing in sliced speed. Morelos, I mean, was he actually there the night? But I'm just saying, in January, we get some good guys coming back, a couple of signings. I think this Rangers team will go fast forward. I really think they will. And what happened tonight was just, that blew my mind. And I thought, we might not win the league. We might not win it. I mean, we'll get a cup or two, but see you next season. Strap yourself in, boys, because we're in it.
Good man. I'll just cut across you there. I think we've been joined with Barry. Barry, are you there, mate?
Yeah, how you doing? All right?
Not too bad, mate. Give us your thoughts, bud.
A wee while. I mean, I'm just taking positive. I mean, really, I think we need to look at, the fact that they're 2 goals. Wonder strikes to me. McGregor could have done a wee bit better, okay. But I think, the Rangers fans want exciting football. 6 goals, 2 games, all right. We've conceded 4, but we will score more than yours. I mean, I'm happy with it. The negatives are there, but it's early days.
What, mate?
Hold on, 80 minutes of football, mate. What we worry about?
I know that.
2 wins. 2 wins, 180 minutes.
The negativities, I just don't see it at all. I mean, I'm on the bus, as I say.
There's no negativity tonight. There's no negativity.
I know.
Barry, as much as there's no negativity, but I think even our manager and we're no silly to think that there's still plasters on this team. We really do need to get a solid back 2. For me, we need to get Golson a partner in there that's going to be playing as many games as what he is. The boy Devine, he didn't really put a fit Ryan the night, right, for me, but for me, there was times when he was running down next to Ryan Kent, right, and there's I can understand there's no understanding with the 2 yet because Devine's so early in the door, but it would help to get somebody again solid in there who is a left-sided player that can get the crosses in. I don't think Devine after that the night for me, and this is, I'll take it round you, for me, he's not going to be the answer on that left-hand side for the foreseeable future, to be honest. I would rather have the likes of a Yilmaz back or Borner back, to be fair. And I'll go to you, Barry, with that, mate.
Well, he's third choice, isn't he? Really. So, I think the boy's done all right. A lot of people were saying, why did they not switch the Tavernier, the most experienced player, and put him in his correct position? But, obviously there's a lot of injuries and stuff like that. But as I say tonight, the 2 strikes that they scored were duties. All right, McGregor for his position, for the free kick. Aye. But, I thought we deserved the win. I think if we hadn't got the win, would have felt hard done by.
Aye, I think you would have, like you say, Barry, we've probably walked away from the game saying, well, that was Aberdeen had 2 wonder strikes tonight and that's what won them the game, really. I agree with you there, mate. Warren, mate, Devine, mate, is he got to be the answer on that left side for us, or do we really need a proper left-sided defender back in there, mate?
That's a good question. I thought, see when Devine, he's not put a foot wrong. See when he gets down and he gets into the final third, he's got a bit of space. You get the chance to put the cross in. He cuts it back to a senior player to let him do it. That's my only criticism of the boy. Other than that, he's not put a foot wrong. And I would say, see for a young boy, I would say I've no qualms about him at all. If you put him in the same stratosphere as Leon King, I'm not going to do that road, but as a young guy, I'm not impressed with Leon King at all. And I know it's this, that, and the next thing. He's 18. I know that is the hard time. But to me, Adam Devine, he's got something. He's got something there. But once he gets up, he needs to maybe learn to a bit more attacking. To me, he's got more potential. And that's what's my thoughts, guys.
Is it better that the Devine challenges Tavernier, do you think, mate? And is probably, how do you say, better suited on that, right? Is Beale said that he likes him because he's versatile, but for me, the last season night, and Warren's touched on a great point that he was getting down the wing, but there was no final ball, there was no dangerous ball coming in for him, and maybe that will develop. But for me, I'd rather him play in his proper position, mate, and have a proper guy like Yilmaz or Borner on that left side, mate.
I think if you notice what was happening is because there's an understanding at the moment there, Gary. I think you noticed he was killing a lot of Ryan Kent's space. He was running into areas where Ryan Kent would like to run, and so he's killing space. But that's because he's a young player and he's just in the team, and he's also playing on a side where he doesn't naturally play. I think it's a lot about a young man that he's got confidence, I know, Gary, to go over and play on the left-hand side. He's showing, as you said, versatility. Whereas maybe Tav's not comfortable going over the left. I think when he's touched on earlier on, why didn't they put Tav on the left-hand side and let the young man play in his natural position? Maybe he's just not got that versatility in him, GB, to go over that side. So I think that for the wee man's divine development, I think it will do him the world of good. But there's no doubt we've got Borna Barisic or even Ridvan Yilmaz on that left-hand side. When you've got the quality of possession and quality of ball that them two can put in, i.e. the same quality we've got from Tav, I think undoubtedly we've got a nice young up-and-coming right-back running down the captain, which is he's probably got the hardest job in the squad. This lodge, our captain of our club and the right-back of the club. But we're left side, mate, we definitely need Borner and Yilmaz back. But if Adam Devine is playing there for the next couple of weeks, I'm not that bored, mate. I'm not.
Brilliant. Well, lads, unfortunately,
can I just ask a wee question?
No,
sorry,
it's time,
guys,
mate. Unfortunately, Warren, it's time for us to go. Unfortunately, mate, it's bedtime for us.
I was just going to say, what was the times of the goals?
The times of the goals?
Yeah.
Well, Scotty Arfield's was 90 plus 5 and 90 plus 7. Clarkson was 53. The other boy, the free kick, was 45. And Sakala, I think, was 10.
11 minutes.
Right? Aye.
So it was 92 and 97.
90 plus 5, so 95 and 97.
95 and 97.
Aye.
That sounds good to me, thanks.
Okay. Get on, buddy. Right. Anyway, Warren, cheers for your phone call tonight, buddy.
Hey, Barry, you, thanks. Guys. Cheers for having us.
Cheers, mate.
Warren, Barry, thanks for phoning in, buddy. Appreciate it. Try and phone in earlier next time, mate, so we can get some more points off you, all right? And Barry's away. Jim, again, thanks for phoning in, bud. Port Bear, mate, thanks for being my wingman tonight and keeping all these guys in check tonight. I think the excitement boiled there a bit. And I would just like to thank Fox and the Old School Blue for the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night with your one and only Oxchair, and I'm not sure who's got to be joining them, but it could be a mystery guest. Good night.
Good night.
Davy Whitey manages the best team in the land. Davy Whitey manages the best team in the land. Davy Whitey manages the best team in the land. And the Cares go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. And the Cares go marching on. John Greggy is their captain, courageous, bold and true. He just loves to play for the boys at Royal Blue. John Greggy is their captain, courageous, bold and true. And the Jers go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. And the Jers go marching on. Ibrox is their home, that's why I'm mighty proud. And if you come to Ibrox, you will see me in the crowd. And when they score a mighty roar, the fans will sing and cheer. And the Jers go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. The Jers go marching on. Ibrox is their home, that's why I'm mighty proud. And if you come to Ibrox, you will see me in the crowd. And when they score a mighty roar, the fans will sing and cheer, and the Jers go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. And the Jers go